Hey everyone, this is Donald the Repentless, and this is Repentless Reviews. Today we're looking at the episode of Doctor Who, Season 10, The Pilot. Now this episode is the one that really introduces the character of Bill Potts to the series, and I think it was overall well done. I could go over a synopsis of it, but unless you haven't watched it yet, there's spoilers ahead possibly, there's speculation ahead, there's all this stuff. And so let's begin with the episode. Now, I will start with a couple of things I was kind of disappointed with. The first one is, you know, Pearl Mackie, before the series premiered, had mentioned in a interview that her character is gay. Although, being nitpicky, I would have preferred her to use the word lesbian because that's what she is. Okay, it's the same thing, nitpicky, blah, blah, blah. But, or I wish I hadn't heard about that before the episode. Because if I had watched the episode without that knowledge that Pearl Mackie had said that Bill Potts is a lesbian, the way they actually introduced it in the episode was very good, I think. It wasn't a piece of dialogue that made that clear. It was simply the interaction between Bill and Heather. And it's not like, Bill walks up to Heather and says, "Hi, I'm gay." No, it's more subtle in the way that Bill looks at Heather and the way that Heather looks at Bill. There's an obvious attraction between the two, which at the very least would mean that either one or both of them are bi, or one or both of them are lesbian. Um, you know, and if Bill hadn't, Pearl Mackie hadn't said that the character is gay, it would have been more fun coming to this realization throughout the course of the series as Bill interacts with other characters. And because even in the first episode, it's not really obvious that Bill is lesbian without this announcement ahead of time. And you might come to the conclusion early on, at least, that she's bi. But as you get to know the character more throughout the series, these subtle indications that she in fact is a lesbian and is not interested in relationships with men, that would have been a more fun reveal, at least for me. I'd like to know what you think. If you think that it would be better to have the fact that Bill is a lesbian be revealed through the series and her interaction with other characters in the series than to have it just like handed to you on a plate, let me know if you think if that's the case. But anyways, the other thing is, I like the way that when she came in to talk to the TARDIS, the first thing she said was, and it's bigger on the inside and the outside, the fact that it was in an office, yeah, and I saw this in a video by the producer. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Kind of sad, but anyways, it is what it is. That, because it was an office, it would be a natural conclusion that it was a knock-through, and the fact that, yeah, it doesn't really, when you think about the TARDIS console room, doesn't really look like what would be traditionally thought of as a spaceship control room. In fact, even Bill in the course of the first, was it the first episode or the second episode? Anyways, mentioned the fact that how far the chairs were away from the console and all that stuff. That doesn't really look like a spaceship. And how, she compared it to a kitchen. And then how, she has to go to the bathroom because she had to pee because she was, well, this, you get the idea of people having to pee. And given directions to the bathroom, which included what is it, a macaroon machine? Which makes me want to ask the question, if there's a macaroon or whatever machine it was, where's the muffin button? I thought a comment on a video where the two companion actors, Matt Jones and Pearl Mackie, were giving a tour of the TARDIS console room set. And I said, "Where's the mother button? If you get the reference, you get the reference. If you don't get it, I'm not going to explain that." But okay, here she is. Yeah, she has to go to the restroom and asks where it is, and she starts heading there. And then Narlo shows up, and then they move to what's the vault that he's protecting. And all of a sudden, she didn't have to pee anymore. What? Did she have water running down us? I'm sorry, that's probably crude, but who cares? You don't go from I gotta do that to it's like, well, everything's normal. At least I don't. I mean, well, anyways, that's enough about that bodily functions. But where was I? The whole chase thing. Why did the doctor go to the vault first? What about her showing up at his office made him think she was after that? They're trying to get away from it, so they traveled 2 blocks or however far away, because it wasn't that far away from his office that the vault is. I mean, it shows Nardole and him walking to it from his office. But anyways, I'm kind of running out of thoughts here. My organized thoughts have become disorganized. Oh yes, the puddle ship. Well, or Heather, as we call her throughout the episode. Now, we have this liquid, which they eventually come to realize is the ship. This liquid ship. Now, even the first time when I saw it, my thoughts went back to the episode with David Tennant, The Waters of Mars, because of the fact that they're going to be the Ice Warriors in the same season, and the voice of the voice that said the pilot's been found or whatever it was, the exact line was, sounds like an Ice Warrior. Makes me speculate that perhaps after Waters of Mars, the Ice Warriors came about, and the Ice Warriors harnessed this substance that's in the waters of Mars. Excuse me. They caused all the troubles in that episode. Harnessed that substance, whatever it is, that is in the water, in the same way that the humans in the next episode harnessed the Vardal, or whatever the little robots that built the city to make ships and whatever else they needed. And that somehow, this will be explained. Hopefully, I think it is. I think it will be. I think it will end up being that the Ice Warriors harness that substance in some way to either they are what that substance becomes, or the Ice Warriors use that to build their spaceships and whatever else they needed on Mars as they ruled the planet. I think it would be interesting if it were the case that because of their interaction with these humans in the waters of Mars, that the substance, because it was learning throughout that episode and becoming smarter, and that after the explosion of that through time, the substance somehow became the Ice Warriors. That's probably not the case. Like I said, this is all speculation on my part. But also, one of the things I hope is better, it's probably going to be, I hope they explore more, is exactly who did the Doctor make the promise to about the vault. Why did he move the vault to Earth, and specifically, well, we don't even know. One of the theories I've heard is that this might be Mondas. That would be brilliant, because we also got Cybermen in this. That somehow they ended up on Mondas, before they developed into the Ice Warriors. Not the Ice Warriors, the Cybermen. See, my mind's confused. Anyways, but that would be interesting if the planet that Bill was on, where she came from, wasn't Earth, but actually Mondas. Like I said, it's a theory I've heard on other videos. Also, I've heard rumors that, I can't remember his name. The guy who played William Hartnell in the Adventure in Time and Space movie might appear as the first Doctor in the season. That would be great. I've always, even when I saw that first Adventures in Time and Space movie, I hoped that perhaps one day we would get David Bradley. That's his name. And a performance by David Bradley as the first Doctor. I mean, he did such a good job at playing William Hartnell, and in that movie, that it's not much of a stretch to think that he could pull off a decent rendition of the first Doctor. We've gotten to a point in the history of the series that you don't have these other actors. You don't have William Hartnell anymore. You don't have Patrick Troughton anymore. You don't have John Pertwee anymore to play the iconic roles that they once did. If you want, and as a fan, personally, I would like to see the occasional multi-Doctor story, which is why I liked the 50th anniversary special so much. But since those actors aren't there, maybe get actors to portray those in another production. But anyways, enough speculation on my part. But anyways, overall I liked the episode. I've seen the second episode. So basically, in conclusion, because I've gone on and on and on so far, my general impression, giving it a number out of 10, which I'll probably start doing from here on out with my reviews of practically everything, is to give it a, like 1 out of 10 rating. I'd say I'd give this a 7 out of 10. It's not the best episode ever, but it's definitely far from the worst episode ever. It did sort of act, it was a very good introduction for the character of Bill. I look forward to getting to know the character throughout the season and finding out what exactly Peter Capaldi's last season has to offer us. I mean, will he go out with a bang? Because, let's put it this way, in some of the previews we've seen come out from them, it does kind of show him regenerating. And Peter Capaldi has said in interviews that they haven't filmed the Christmas special, which is which is presumably his last episode. So how do you have this regeneration in the footage that's already filmed when you don't have anything from his quote-unquote final story? It'll be interesting. Maybe they're going to do something we've never seen in Doctor Who before. I could speculate on what that could be, but I've already done enough speculation as it is. Sorry for the little jump cut and some of the background noises here. That's one of the struggles I have with being able to make videos. It's not only the fact that I tend to overthink what I talk about. I tend to stumble over myself, and my thoughts get into sort of a bottleneck where I guess I stumble over multiple thoughts at the same time. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Just share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe for more Repentless content. This is Donald the Repentless signing off. Also, I kind of left in the whatever. I'm not a very good editor, so maybe one day I'll learn that too. Maybe that's part of the journey, that you should join me in seeing how well I can actually learn this stuff. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is Donald the Repentless signing off.